doubtful accounts. This is going to be the second subtopic of our journey on the study of receivables. Okay, the last time we talked about accounts receivable, and this time we're going to talk about this specific deduction from accounts receivable in computing net realizable value. We are talking about allowance for doubtful accounts. So, doubtful accounts, from the name itself, doubtful, it means na we are not so sure if we are going to collect the such amount from our customer, or we're not so sure if the customer could settle his or her liability in terms or his or her liability with the merchandise na iyahang you purchase. Okay? So that's why we call it doubtful accounts. And if there are evidences or if there are indications that such customer is in a financial difficulty and is um medyo doubtful kung makabayad pa ba siya sa iyahang mga liabilities, then again, practicing or applying the conservatism approach, we cannot overstate our asset. So in that case, we need to compute the net realizable value of the accounts receivable from the term itself, realizable, okay? Kung pila lang tong ato ang gina-expect na ato ang makollect from the receivables. And katong mga medyo alanganin ta nga mubayad ang ato ang customer, that could not be included in the realizable. Baka hindi na natin yun ma-realize eventually. So, in computing net realizable value, medyo ato na to siyang hinahinaya nagdeduct, okay? So, that is doubtful account. And, kana siya nga deduction or kana siya nga amount, hindi pa naman tayo sure, right? Na hindi talaga siya makakabayad. Malay mo naman, medyo makabangon din sa life. Maka pa rin, maka-settle pa rin sa liability niya. So, dun muna sa allowance natin ilalagay. Kaya, allowance for doubtful account. So, later on, we are going to discover as well what will happen if we are more than sure na hindi na talaga makakabayad si friend. Okay? So, again, we are going to start with the definition, and yun na nga, overview of what an allowance for doubtful account is. And the recognition, this is again a contra asset, specifically a deduction from our accounts receivable. Okay? And since this is a contra asset, the normal balance of this is credit. Okay? So, in the previous videos or the problems that we solved, we encountered allowance for sales return, right? So, the same goes with allowance for doubtful accounts, together with some other allowances like allowance for freight charge, allowance for sales discount. Okay, those are allowances that we are going to deduct from the accounts receivable gross so that we will come up with the net realizable value. Okay, remember the net realizable value is the subsequent measurement of our accounts receivable. So, how do we measure hindi to siya measurement how do we measure accounts or allowance for doubtful accounts? We could use three methods. We could use aging, we could use percent of accounts receivable, or percent of sales. Okay? So, unsa may kalahian ani nila. So, as we go along in solving the problems, we will learn no kung unsay kalahian aning tulo ka methods. Let's start with 5-1. Here we have Marvelous Company, and we are going to prepare adjusting entry to provide for doubtful accounts under each of the independent assumptions. So, di maapektuhan si B, C, and D sa assumption A and the rest as well. Okay? And, okay. We have accounts receivable beginning of 500,000. So, we have it here. And letter A, and okay, we have it here. We have notes receivable as well, sales, allowance, and the deductions. So letter A says, past experience indicates that 75% of all sales, that's 5 million, 75% of that are credit sales. So, ibig sabihin, dumaan siya ng accounts receivable. Utang. Okay? 75% ng sales natin, inutang. Inutang ng mga friend, mga beshi bells. 25% lang yung nagbayad ng cash immediately. Okay? Hindi naman ibig sabihin 75% ang utang, 75% din ang outstanding at the end of the year. So maybe sometime mga ilang days, binayaran din nila. Pero initially, inutang nila. And an average of 2% of that credit sales may prove uncollectible. Okay, so first, we have to compute kung magkano ba ang credit sales. Okay? And of course, sinabi niya naman na. So, it would be easier for us. So, let's compute first credit sales, which is 5 million times, sabi niya, 75% of that. And that is, do the math, we will have 3,750,000. So, that's our credit sales. And furthermore, sinabi niya na ang expense, okay, ang expense natin is 2% of that. Therefore, our expense or doubtful accounts expense specifically is 3,750 times 2%, and that is I think that's 75,000. Okay, do the math and you will have 75,000. And this is an example of the first method that we are going to discuss. This one, percent of sales. Well, obviously, alam niyo na kung bakit siya tinawag ng percent of sales kasi 2% of credit sales. Kaya nga lang specific to credit sales. So later we will also encounter some other basis. Sales pa rin pero hindi siya credit sales. So this topic, so kung sa last topic ang favorite natin is debit, accounts receivable, and credit sales, ito naman, iba na. We have debit, doubtful accounts expense, and credit allowance for doubtful accounts. Ito yung magiging bagong favorite natin na entry. And it will be in the amount of 75,000 which we computed a while ago. Ito yon. Okay, 75,000. So, if we are using the percent of sales, any amount na makukuha natin, like 2% of the credit sales, the figure that we will come up, the figure that we will be able to compute will be equal to the expense for the period. Automatically, the expense for the period. Automatically. Bakit, ma'am? May mga panahon po bang hindi automatic? Yes. And we're going to learn that later. So, this is letter A. B, on the other hand, ganun pa rin. Percent of gross sales. Ang kaibahan, kanina, credit sales. This time, gross sales. So, again, this is going to be our best friend for this topic. The question is how much? 1% ng gross sales. So, magkano bang gross sales mo? Hindi mo na kailangang i-compute. Andyan na, 5 million. Ano, given sa taas. And 1% of that, gross. So, wag mong i-deduct yung returns and allowances. Wag mo ding i-deduct yung sales discount. Tawag mo dyan, net sales. Okay? Pag 5 million minus 30,000 na returns minus 20,000 na discount, tawag mo dyan, net sales. Okay? Pag gross sales, yun lang talagang nasa sales na account. Yun na yun. Okay? So, that is 50,000. Ano naman yung, net sales. Gross sales. Yung sabi niya naman, sabi ko kanina, yung net sales, 5 million minus 30,000 minus 20,000. Yung net credit sales. Yun naman yung credit sales minus returns and allowances minus discounts. Yun naman tinatawag na net credit sales. So, ang dami nila. Ang sabi niya lang dito, percent of sales. But actually, this applies to credit sales, net credit sales, gross sales. Okay? So, and again, either of the three, pag ang basis mo sales, that will automatically be the expense for the period. Letter C, on the other hand, is different. Aging of trade receivables. It indicates that the accounts receivable in the amount of 80,000 may prove uncollectible. Ito naman, pag ang ginamit natin ay either aging or percent of accounts receivable. Tingnan mo lang yung dulo, accounts receivable. Pag yan ang magiging basis natin, hindi automatic na yung amount na mako-compute will be the expense for the period. And what do I mean by that? Let's apply it here. Letter C. Again, ito yung magiging favorite entry. Hindi siya mag-a-apply in a sense na it will be like this. Allowance for doubtful accounts and i-deduct natin. As of now, wala tayong ibang data na pwedeng i-deduct sa end, kundi yung allowance for doubtful accounts beginning. Okay? Bakit may iba pa bang i-deduct? Meron pa later. Okay. So, allowance for doubtful accounts and yan yung 80,000. Yan yung binigay na basis or yan yung binigay na amount na uncollectible na ang basis aging of trade receivables. If mapapansin mo dito, kung ang basis mo is credit sales, yung 75,000 automatic yan na expense. The same goes with 50,000 automatic yan. Pero yung 80,000 na binigay ni letter C, hindi yan yung expense. Pag ang basis, accounts receivable, either aging or percent of AR, the computed amount is the ending balance of the allowance. Therefore, we are going to squeeze out or work back kung pila ang imuhang doubtful accounts expense. And it will be here, doubtful accounts expense. So, your beginning is again 20,000. Deduct the 2, you will arrive at 60,000, and that 60,000, the squeezed amount is now your expense. Again, hindi siya katulad dun sa percent of sales na automatic kung pilang imuhang makompute mo na to. Kani i-work back mo muna. Ang imong makompute is the ending balance and not the expense for the period. If your basis is the accounts receivable, either aging or either percent of it. Okay? So, allow me to introduce to you the T account na naman. Madali lang naman yung T account natin dito. Let's say this is allowance for doubtful accounts or ADA. Again, this is a contra asset, specifically contra accounts receivable account. Therefore, yung normal balance niya nasa credit. So, dito natin ilalagay si ending. That's 20,000. And sinabi ni problem beginning. That's 20,000. And sinabi ni problem na ang ending is 80,000. So, 20, 80 ang naging ending. Miskin pag mata-matahon, imuhang makompute na kailangan nato dungagan og 60,000 para mo equal siya sa ending na gihatag. Okay? Ending na imuhang na-compute based on aging of accounts receivable. Kaya lang dito sa problem, hindi tayo nag-compute. Binigay niya na. Pero in the latter part, I guess in 5-6 or 5-7, we will have the opportunity to compute for an aging of accounts receivable. But this time, binigay niya lang. So, any amount na mako-compute natin using that method will be the ending balance. Squeeze mo lang to. Or pwedeng 80 minus 20. Ganun pa rin. And this will be your credit allowance for doubtful accounts, credit 60, and ito yun. At ang partner niya, doubtful accounts expense, debit 60,000. So, T account, later, marirealize din natin kung ano pa yung ibang mga items na isasali natin sa T account na yan. Just like the AR in the previous video. Now, let's have letter D naman. The policy is to maintain an allowance for doubtful accounts equal to 10% of the outstanding accounts receivable. And again, pag ang basis mo is accounts receivable, you are not computing for the doubtful accounts expense, but you are computing for the allowance for doubtful accounts ending balance. So, if that's the case, let's do this computation again. Kailangan daw 10% of the outstanding accounts receivable. And magkano po bang accounts receivable outstanding mo? That's 50,000. So, 500. That's 500,000 times 10% daw, Ana, will be the what? Ending balance, because we are using the percent of accounts receivable method. And if that's the ending balance, hindi po yan yung expense. We'll work back muna natin, deduct the beginning, then we will come up with the 30,000 expense. Okay? And if we're going to have this T account once again, it will be the same. Beginning 20, and then ito, kinumpute natin by 500,000 times 10%, that's 50. Work back by 50 minus 20, and then you will have 30, which is also your doubtful accounts expense and credit allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay? So, that's how you analyze it using the T account. But if you're good with this, then okay then. Okay? Now, let's have 5-2 naman this time. And we are required to prepare journal entries, the adjustment for the doubtful accounts, so that we could determine kung ilan yung or magkano yung expense for the period. And what's new about this problem is this time we will have the chance to compute for the net realizable value. So without further ado, let's start with the sales on account transaction. Summarize na ni siya nga figure, so diretso na lang din. Accounts receivable, balik tayo sa old favorite na journal entry, credit sales, and that's 7 million. Okay, utang lahat. Grabe naman no, bait. Ang bait naman ng kumpanyan to, pautang. Number 2, collections. Pag sinabing collections, yung amount na andyan is diretso yan sa cash. Okay? Collections from customers within the discount period. Diretso mo na, cash. Hindi yan yung accounts receivable. Okay, paano naging 2.5 to? Okay, sabi niya within the discount period. So yung since within the discount period, expect tayo na may sales discount and then eliminate the accounts receivable. So how do we compute for the accounts receivable? That's the cash collected divided by 98%. That's only 98% because of the discount na 2%, which is 50,000. Adding the 2, that's 2.5 million. Number 3, collections. Again, that's cash diretso. Collections from customers beyond the discount period. We are not going to have sales discount here. Instead, whatever your collection will be, it's the same credit to your receivable. And that is, magkano daw? 3.9. Number 4, accounts receivable written off as worthless. Sakit naman ng worthless. Ibig sabihin, wala ka nang mapapala dyan. Okay? So, kung wala ka nang mapapala dyan, wag ka nang mag-expect na may matatanggap ka pa from that customer. So, alisin mo na yung expectation mong yan, kaya credit accounts receivable, and wag mo na ding ilagay sa allowance, tanggalin mo na din yung allowance. So, how do you eliminate an allowance for doubtful account? Normal balance niya credit, kaya i-debit para matanggal. And that is in the amount of 30,000. So, wala ka ng accounts receivable kasi sure ka nang hindi talaga siya makakapagbayad, wala na din yung allowance mo. Ba't ka pa mag-a-allowance? Wala na nga. Then, number 5, ito lang, itong masaklap. Dineduct mo na. Kasi, you're more than sure na hindi na siya makakapagbayad. But, lo and behold, may mga nagbayad. May mga nakonsensya, although hindi naman lahat. 30,000 yung inalis mo na talaga. Nilet go mo na. Pero, may nagbabalik na 10,000. Recovery of accounts previously written off. Sabi dito, not included in the above collection. So, yung 2.45 mo dyan or yung 3.9 mo dyan, hindi pa kasali dyan yung collection mong 10,000 galing dun sa mga nakonsensya mong customers. So, before debiting cash, kasi nagbayad siya, di ba? De-debit ka sana ng cash. Uy, nagbayad siya, debit cash. And then, Ano i-credit mo? Don't tell me i-credit mo ulit yung accounts receivable. Inalis mo na nga, di ba? Zinero out mo na kasi naka-move on ka na. At since nagbalik siya, willing siyang magbayad, o ibalik mo muna. Kaya, debit accounts receivable. Ano i-credit, ma'am? O, sabi ng standard, i-reverse mo lang yung ginawa mo before. So, baliktarin mo lang. So, lalagay mo na naman, allowance. Allowance for doubtful accounts. That's in the amount of 10,000 na mga nakonsensyang customers. So, ayan, na-set up na natin ulit si accounts receivable na 10,000. So, pwede na tayong mag-receive ng cash. And then, may partner na siyang accounts receivable. If you are going to analyze it naman, wala naman talagang naging effect. Nag-increase, nag-decrease. So, if you have an outstanding 100,000 accounts receivable, nag-add ka ng 10, that's 110, nagdeduct ka din ng 10, babalik din siya sa 100. So, parang irrelevant siya, no? Ito yung nangyari. Nag-increase yung accounts receivable mo and nag-increase din yung cash mo. So, okay na rin. Okay? So, balikan ko. Pag sure ka na worthless siya, tanggalin mo na sa allowance, tanggalin mo na din sa accounts receivable. Pag nagbayad yung worthless account mo, set up mo muna. So, ibig sabihin, i-reverse mo to. Okay? Set up mo. Ibalik mo si accounts receivable. Saka mo pa siya i-credit ulit. Yung partner niya this time, cash. Okay? I hope nakuha yan. Number 6, credit memo for sales return. So, our typical debit sales return and your credit of accounts receivable. So, hindi ko napapansin. Minsan, mali-mali na yung tinatype ko. Accounts receivables. And then, that is 70,000. Yan. Galing natin. B, prepare the adjustment for doubtful accounts at year-end if the entity uses the percentage of accounts receivable. Ayan. May idea ka na. Yung mako-compute mo, hindi pa yon yung expense. Yun yung ending balance. So, let's compute. We have allowance for doubtful accounts and allowance for doubtful accounts beginning. And wala naman masyadong ganap. Actually, may mga ganap. So, hindi natin yan mamaya. Tingnan natin. Allowance for doubtful accounts and we have, sabi niya, gagamitin yung percentage of accounts receivable consistently. So, magbe-base tayo sa historical information. Ito yung last year. 40,000 allowance last year. Sabi niya at the beginning of the current year. Ibig sabihin, ending yan ng last year. Hours lang ang pagitan. December 31 tsaka January 1. So, 40,000 divided by 1 million. Yan yung naging basis niya last year. And that is, sige, solve natin somewhere dito sa baba. That is 40 divided by 1 million. Ang galing nyo. That's 4%. So, ibig sabihin, 4% of the accounts receivable ang naging basis niya. So, we are going to use that 4% this year. Pero, ang question is, how much is the accounts receivable? Hindi pwedeng 1 million kasi may mga transactions ka na during the year. So, what we're going to do, ko-compute muna natin si accounts receivable. And this time, para medyo masanay naman kayo, I am going to use the T account. Ayan, na-hide ko ulit. I'm going to use the T account for accounts receivable. So, okay. Mamaya na to. Extend muna natin para hindi sila makita. Accounts receivable beginning. So, andyan siya. Balikan niyo po yung previous na setup natin. Ito, binigay ko na to nung previous video. We're going to use that. Bear that in mind kung anong nasa debit tsaka anong nasa credit. Gagamitin natin yan dito. Beginning balance for debit and the beginning was 1 million. And then, credit or charge sales. Ito yun. Ayan, naka-debit nga siya, di ba? 7. And then, collections. Yung mga na-collect natin, like ito, 2.5. Ito, na-collect din, 3.9. Hanapin mo yung mga accounts receivable mong naka-credit or even yung mga naka-debit. Baka may naka-debit pang iba. Ito, 30,000. Ano nga ulit yung nangyari dito? Ito yung worthless. Okay? Yung mga customer nating hindi pa ganyan ka-faithful sa mga utang nila. So, 30,000. And, ayan, nag-set up ulit tayo. Anong tawag dito? This is the recovery of our doubtful accounts or recovery of the accounts written off. So, naka-debit siya dito. Ayan, so debit. Lagay natin sa debit. And then, another credit of 10,000. So, credit din natin. Ano pa? Lastly, yung sales return. So, ayan, 70,000. 70,000. I think, yan lang. Then, we could now compute kung magkano ang ending balance. That is this minus this 1.5 million. I hope you will agree with the 1.5 million ending balance. And balikan natin, 4% of that ang magiging allowance natin. So we already have it here, ending balance na magkano yun? That was 1.5 accounts receivable times the 4%, 60,000. Let's put it here as well. 60,000. Now, pag i-deduct mo dyan si beginning, like the formula that we had in the previous video, the beginning was 40,000, right? Ito yun, 40,000. Deduct mo dyan si 40,000. You will have, supposedly you will have, anong nangyari dito? 40,000. So that's 60 minus 40. You will have a 20,000 of expense. But take note, hindi lang yung beginning balance ang nakaapekto doon sa allowance for doubtful accounts expense natin. There are also other items like this one. This one. Tama? So, again, let me train you with this method. This is going to be our T account for allowance for doubtful accounts. We have the beginning of 40,000. So, what happened during the year na naka-affect sa allowance? First, ito, yung write-off, worthless accounts. A debit of 30,000. What else? Ito, recovery. And that is a credit of 10,000. Looking at it, 40, 10, that's 50. And then 30, supposedly meron tayong 50 minus 30, we will have 20,000 ending. But using the estimate na sinet ng company, 60,000 daw. Ibig sabihin, may additional. Ang additional na yan, that's 60. Pag tumawid sa kabilang side, i-add natin. Yan, from here, going here. Pag nasa the same side naman, like 60, the same side, naka-credit, deduct mo. That's 40,000. 40 plus 10 plus 40, that's 70. 90. Minus 30, that's basically 60. So, balanced. And that 40,000 is our expense. So, for letter B, to adjust doubtful accounts, expense, and credit, allowance for doubtful accounts. So, shortcut ko na lang. 40,000. Okay? Kung diri ka mo stick sa formula, girl, hahanapin mo pa yung ibang items like this and this para i-minus siya kaya add. So, parang medyo mahihirapan ka na, kailangan ba ni i-minus or kailangan ba ni i-add? So, balik na po ka diri sa imuhang journal entry. But, if you have the T account, alam mo na. Pag nag-write off ka, debit yan lagi. Pag may recovery, credit din yan lagi. Okay? So, mas madali pag naka T account. And with that, we are going to let us update our T account items. This is based on the previous T account na binigay ko. Ito. Okay? Kinopy ko lang dito. Kasi may mga nadagdag. Like this. Ano nga ulit tong 10,000? Another debit. That was the recovery of worthless accounts or kadtong write-off. So, lagay na lang natin write-off. Write-off. Okay? Recovery of write-off. Ito yung collection, which is andito na. 3.9 collection din yan. Yung 30,000 is actually the write-off. Andyan na din. In this particular problem, wala tayong sales return or freight charge. So, as is, magsistay siya dyan. But at least you know that it will be credited or the accounts receivable will be credited in result of any return and freight charge. Then, this 10,000, ano nga ulit to? This is the recovery. Okay, recovery of write-off. So, dalawang recovery of write-off, ma'am. Nasa debit, tsaka nasa credit. Yes, di ba ito yung isi-set up mo muna bago mo i-collect. Okay? And anyway, the 70,000 is actually the sales return pala, no? So, may sales return pala tayo sa problem na to. And, madadagdagan yung T account natin. Allowance for doubtful accounts. I already have here the beginning and the ending since contra asset siya. So, kung dito siya, beginning and ending, ito naman dito. Okay? So, what are the items that affect our allowance for doubtful accounts expense? Doubtful accounts na T account. Ito yon, beginning and ending. Bibase tayo dito sa baba. 30,000 was actually the write-off. Ito din yon. Okay? The write-off. So, kung naka-debit yung naka-credit yung write-off kay accounts receivable, yung partner niya, andito yun. So, lagay mo dyan, write-off. What else? Ayan, wala na. As of now, wala na. So, baka later, may mga madagdag ulit tayo. Then, the credit is the 10,000, which is actually the recovery of your write-off. Pag nakabisado natin ang mga items na i-debit tsaka i-credit, pwede na hindi ka na gumawa ng journal para makompute mo yung mga balances. And lastly, your doubtful accounts expense. Na nasa, eto din. So, i-credit mo yung allowance for doubtful accounts mo every time na may mga ganitong event. I-debit mo yung allowance mo pag may write-off. Okay? And the ending balance. So, ayan, updated na si accounts receivable. Nakaset up na din tayo ng allowance for doubtful accounts. But I believe hindi pa tayo tapos because we are going to compute the net realizable value. And that is your accounts receivable minus allowances. Wala tayong ibang allowances sa problem na to. So, allowance for doubtful accounts. So, that's 1.5. Na-compute na natin kanina. And your doubtful accounts, which is 60,000, hindi po ito, okay? Not the expense, but the ending balance of your doubtful accounts. Yung na-compute natin kanina na 4% siya. So, 60,000. And deduct po yan. That's 1.44 net realizable value. Okay? So, that's problem 5-2. Let's proceed to problem 5-3. And we are required to prepare journal entries pa rin and net realizable value compute. So, what are the transactions here? First, we have cash sales amounting to 800,000 which represent 10% of the gross sales. So, ibig sabihin 90% utang. So, cash 800. May mga utang. Okay. And sales. So, sabi niya, ang 800, 10% lang yan. So, magkano pa lang total? So, divide mo dyan sa 10%. Oh, it's 8 million in total and 90% of that, utang times 0.9. So, that's 7.2. Or if you're going to add that one, ganun pa rin, 8 million. Okay? So, number 2, 90% of the credit sales customers do not take advantage of the 5, 10, and 30. So, ibig sabihin, 90% hindi nag-avail, 10% nag-avail. Okay? Congratulations sa mga nag-avail. So, we have cash, and then yung mga nag-avail ng sales discount, and then accounts receivable. Okay. 10% ang nag-avail. So, magkano ba? Saan ba tayo magbe-base, ma'am? Sa 8 million, sa 7.2, or sa 800? Sabi niya, credit sale. Siyempre, hindi naman pwedeng mag-avail ng sales discount yung mga naka-cash sale. O pwede rin. Agad-agad, bayaran nila. May discount din sila dyan. Pero sabi niya dito, 90% of the credit sale, and that is the 7.2. Times 10% of that, para malaman natin kung magkanong discount ang na-avail dun sa 10%. And then, we have this 7.2 times, magkano bang discount? 5. So, 95% na lang babayaran. So, that's 684. And the discount is 36,000. Okay? Next, number 3. Customers, okay? Yung 90% na customers na hindi nag-avail sa discount, some of them nakabayad na. Some of them hindi pa. So, yung mga nakabayad na accounts receive cash and then accounts receivable, it is equivalent to 5,940. Okay? Balikan natin yung 90% doon sa accounts receivable mong 7.2. Hindi sila nag-avail, pero not necessarily nagbayad na sila lahat. Okay? 90% hindi nag-avail, pero 5.94 lang ang nagbayad pa. So, yung iba, hindi pa. Number 4, it is expected that cash discounts of 10,000 will be taken on accounts receivable outstanding at December 31, 2019. Okay. So, expected daw. Sales discount, wala pa naman talagang actual na nangyayaring discount, hindi pa talaga nila na-avail, so lagay mo muna sa allowance. And that is 10,000. Number 5, sales returns. Okay? So, sabi niya, all of the returns are from charge sales. So, accounts receivable. Walang refund na mangyayari kasi pala utang sila. 80,000. Next, number 6. During the year, accounts totaling 60,000 written off. Written off. So, ibig sabihin, tanggalin mo na sa allowance. And eventually, tanggalin mo na din sa accounts receivable. Di na siya magbabayad. Kaya move on na tayo. Ayan. And that is 60,000. Kaya lang, lagi naman talaga itong may nakokonsensya. Naka-recover tayo. Since may na-recover tayong 10,000, hindi daw siya kasali dun sa 5,940 na na-collecta natin last time. So, i-acknowledge natin ngayon yung cash na binayad niya. But before that, again, anong mangyayari? Set up mo muna. So, ibabalik natin yung accounts receivable na account, and then yung partner niya, allowance. So, a reverse of the previous entry, and saka pa natin i-acknowledge si cash. And eventually, aalisin din natin ulit si accounts receivable. Ayan. Lang siya. Gipalipay lang siya kadali. Number 7, the accounts for doubtful the allowance is adjusted so that it represents a certain percentage of the receivable, and if it is percentage of receivable, again, the computed amount is the beginning balance. The ending balance. So, hindi na ako magko-compute, okay? Or kung gusto niyo mag-compute, okay din. Sige, try natin mag-compute. We have the allowance. This time, ang gagawin natin. Bakit nakaganito? This time, yung gagawin natin is pabaliktad. Allowance for doubtful accounts, beginning. And then, ano bang makaka-apekto ng allowance for doubtful accounts natin na makaka-increase? Okay? So, balikan mo muna yung previous. What are the items that would increase your allowance? We have recovery and your doubtful accounts expense. Yung makaka-decrease, your write-off. So, do we have recovery? of write-offs? Yes, meron tayo. Do we have doubtful accounts expense? As of the moment, wala pa. Ito nga yung i-compute. So, doubtful accounts expense, co-compute pa natin yan. Ano daw yung i-deduct? That was write-off. Okay? Bakit siya naka-indent? So, beginning natin is, balikan natin. Sa taas, you have 100,000 daw nga beginning. You have recovery of write-off. Ito yon 10,000. Ayan naka-credit siya. So, plus 10,000. You have doubtful accounts expense, which is question mark as of the moment. And your write-off na 60,000, and that is a deduction. Tama? So, minus 60,000. And your ending balance, allowance, and ending. Kaso nga lang, hindi pa natin alam kung magkano ang ending. Pero sinabihan tayo na it will be based on our accounts receivable ending. And we are going to use the same percentage as last year, which is 100,000 divided by 2 million. So, kailangan mo munang alamin kung magkano ang ending balance ng accounts receivable mo. So, again, I will use the T account for the accounts receivable. Beginning, we have 2 million. What are the items? Ang saga ito, nato diri, di ba? Items that increase and items that decrease our accounts receivable. Apply that one. Do we have charge sales? Meron. Ito yun. Do we have write-offs? I mean, recovery? Meron. Ito yun, 10,000. Naka-recover tayo kanina ng 10,000. And then, tabok na pod sa pikas. Do we have collections? Meron. Ito, from those who availed the discount. And ayan, yung mga hindi nag-avail. And then, do we have, ano pa ba? Sales return. But before that, do we have recovery of write-offs? Meron din. Ito. And then, sales return. Ito. Ayan. Your recovery of write-off, ito pala yun. So, actually same, 10,000. Mali lang yung nalink ko. Ayan. Sige. Ano pa ba yung ibang items na naka-affect ng natin? Accounts receivable. I think yan lang. So, although babalikan naman natin. And then, we have 2.46. Okay. Okay. Meron pa pala. Ito. The 60,000 na write-off. So, move ko to dito sa taas. Ay, nawala na. So, 720. That's 5,940, 10, 80, and 60. Nakulangan ako ng box. Okay, anyway, saan galing yung 720, 5,940, 80, 60, at saka yung 10? So, saan galing yung 60 nga ulit? Yung worthless na account. Okay? So, balikan natin. On that particular problem, merong charge sales, may recovery of write-off, may collection. Dalawa yun. We also have the write-off, which is the 60. Tama ba? 60,000. And we also have the sales return of, was it 80? Yes. And the recovery of write-off, which is 10,000. So, andito yun lahat. Okay? And we have 2.4 ending balance. So, our allowance end will be based on the 2.4 and magkano yung rate. Let's compute. Last year, we have 100,000 na doubtful accounts expense divided by the 2 million na balance ng accounts receivable. So, we have 5%. Therefore, that's 2.4 times 5%. We will have an ending balance of 120,000. So, anong hinahanap? Doubtful accounts expense. We just have to squeeze. Okay? And squeeze. How to squeeze that? You just have to reverse um the operation. So 120, yung mga naka-positive, i-minus mo. So minus mo to, minus mo din yung recovery mo. Ayan. And i-add mo tong naka-write off na 60,000. So plus 60,000. So our squeeze doubtful accounts expense and allowance is actually the 70,000. Okay? And letter C. Letter C? Letter B. Letter B is the net realizable value. Shucks at that. Net realizable value, that's 2.4 million, or your accounts receivable, your allowance for doubtful accounts, and your NRV. So we have it here, the 2.4. And then we have the allowance here na 120. So your NRV is 2.28. Okay, but wait. Hindi pala siya 2.28 kasi hindi lang ito yung allowance na na-set up natin on this particular problem. I could remember meron tayong isang allowance kanina. Ito, allowance for sales discount. Ano nga ulit yung mga items na i-deduct para maka-arrive sa NRV? We have allowance for doubtful accounts, allowance for sales discount, allowance for freight charges, and allowance for sales return. So, hindi muna. So, balik. Okay, sakto na yun. So, we have here allowance for sales discount, which is 10,000. This is 120. Therefore, our net realizable value is 2.27. So, NRV. Okay, let's do the T account approach for our allowance for doubtful accounts. So, you could use this one. Kung mapansin mo, gibalin ako tong previous na formula. Because in the previous setup, we used end minus beginning. So, para medyo hanay and chronological ang imuhang pag-picture out, nag-start ko sa beginning. And then, going to the end, and then you just have to squeeze this 70,000. But let's apply that in our T account. Beginning, we have 100. Bear this in mind so that we will know debit ba or credit na side. Okay? So, we have here the write-off, which is the 10,000. And on the credit, di ba, natoy duha, the recovery of write-off, which is write-off is 60,000. Dito is recovery of write-off, which is 10,000. And your doubtful accounts expense, which is unknown at the moment. And your ending balance, 5% of your accounts receivable, 120. And then squeeze it. Work back, we have 120. And then itabok, so plus. And then same side, so minus. Hopefully, this will be 70,000. Alright, 70,000, like the same answer na atong na-arrive ka ganina. You could use either this approach or the T account approach. Let's move to 5-4. And this time, ano magiging focus ni 5-4? Parang ganun pa rin naman. So, prepare journal entries to record the transactions and etc. Okay? So, let's begin. Sales, we have 3.07, which is, as of now, hindi pa natin alam kung 5-4 ba ni? Okay. Hindi pa natin alam kung magkano dyan ang papuntang sales, accounts receivable, or magkano dyan ang papuntang cash sales. Pero later, ato na siyang mahibalan. Okay, so as of the moment, let's leave this blank. Number 2, cash received from credit customers. Okay, so that's basically cash accounts receivable. That is 2455. Yan yung sinabi niya. But in number 3, sabi niya, cash received from credit customers who took advantage of the discount is 1455, which is included in the 2455 above. So, cash, naka-avail daw sila sa sales discount. And in result, there's a settlement of accounts receivable, which is 1455. Ande, yung cash pala yan. 1455. Therefore, the accounts receivable is 1455 divided by 97%. That's 1.5. And our discount is the 3% of that. So, 45,000 na discount. So, kanidaing 2.455 sa taas, hindi pala siya yung buong cash na na-receive natin from our customers. Instead, that's the whole cash, I mean. But a part of that are those collections from the customers who availed the discount. So, 2,455 ang overall cash, and the 1,455 is included in the 2,455. Therefore, 2,455 minus 1,455. That's basically 1 million. Therefore, 1 million of our customers did not avail of the discount, whereas 1.5 availed of the discount. Hence, they only paid 1,455. A total of 2,455, like what is mentioned in number 2. Sabi niya kasi included in number 2. So, what if sinabi niya not included in number 2? Pag sabing not included, with 2,455 yan, wag mo nang pakialaman. And ito, as is, 1.5. Okay? Number 4 naman. Accounts receivable written off as worthless. Okay. Accounts receivable written off as worthless. And our entry will be a moving on entry. Allowance for doubtful accounts and accounts receivable. That is 20,000. Cash received from cash customers. This time, we will have an idea kung pila lang atong entry dira sa number 1. Cash received from cash customers. So, that's cash, accounts receivable. That's 470. Credit memo for sales return and allowances issued to credit customers. Okay. So, we have sales returns and allowances. This is another account. May mga ibang company kasi na ginawa na nilang isang account, yung sales returns and sales allowance. But, yung ibang company, in practice, ginagawa nila as one. So, ito, may credit memo na to. So, na-avail na to. Okay? So, credit mo na yung accounts receivable dyan. Huwag mo nang idaan sa allowance. And then, number 7 naman, cash refund to cash customers. Okay. Cash refund daw. So, ibig sabihin, magbibigay kang cash dun sa mga cash customers. So, some of your cash customers kasi, binalik yung merchandise. And dahil binalik nila, kailangan mong i-refund yung mga binayad nila. Ma'am, nagbayad ba sila? Cash customer nga, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin hindi utang, binayaran nila agad. Then eventually, binalik nila yung ibang items. Kaya sales returns and allowances. Refund of 10,000. And number 8, recoveries of accounts written off not included in above collection. So, pag recovery, you're going to expect 2 entries. First, set up natin yung mga moving on feelings natin. Babalik natin. And then, allowance for doubtful accounts. And then, eventually, record mo yung cash. Kasi, na-consent siya si best friend. That is how much? 5,000. Okay. And letter B, sabi niya, prepare the adjustment for doubtful accounts if the entity provides for an allowance which is equal to 2% of net credit sales. Gusto ko tong um, pag binibase niya dun sa net credit sales kasi automatic yun na automatic yun na doubtful accounts expense. And letter C, we're going to identify the net realizable value. Okay? But before that, hindi pa pala tayo nakagawa ng entry dito sa taas. Sabi niya, you have total sales. Lahat na yon, cash, tsaka yung credit, yung mga nagbayad agad, tsaka yung mga umutang. 3.07. Sabi ko, hindi pa natin alam magkano dyan ang cash, magkano dyan ang credit sales. But, on the latter part, eto. Saan na ba yun? Cash received from cash customers. Number 5. Hindi pala yan accounts receivable. That's sales. Sorry po. So, balikan ko. Number 5, cash and then credit sales. Ito yung mga customers mong hindi dumaan sa utang. Therefore, 3.07, 470 dyan, cash. And ang excess, utang. Basically. And, how much is that? 3070 minus the 470 na cash sales, that's 2.6 na utang. Okay, now we will have an idea or we were already able to compute kung magkano talaga yung mga inutang ng mga palautang nating friends. Letter B, prepare the adjustment for doubtful accounts. So, doubtful accounts, expense, and allowance. So, sinabi niya kasi 2%. So, parang bet ko to kasi hindi na natin kailangan ng masyadong keme. Okay? So, gagawin lang natin dyan is we're going to compute yung net credit sales. Ayan. And how are we going to compute our net credit sales? First, credit sales. Then, deduct mo yung lahat ng contra sales. So, you have your sales discount. If you have any, you have to deduct as well your sales returns and allowances. Okay, so sales returns and allowances for this problem. Kasi sales returns and allowances yung ginamit natin. And ano pa ba? I guess that's it. And then you will have your, naka-indent man eh, net credit sales. And 2% of that will be our expense. So, how much is the credit sales? That's 2.6, tama? Yan yung na-compute natin sa first na entry. Ito, credit sale. Inutang. Discount mo, I think we have 1. Ito, 45. And your sales returns and allowances, I believe we have 2. This 55. And we also have the 10,000. Okay? Sales. Okay. Yung 10,000 mo palang sales returns and allowances, hindi pala siya inline sa, hindi siya related dun sa credit sales, di ba? Kasi itong 10,000 na, okay, balik ko muna yung isang 55. Kasi itong 10,000 na returns and allowance mo, this is not related to the utang sales. This is related to the cash customers. Balikan natin number 7. Cash refund to cash customers. Hindi siya inline sa credit na mga palautang mong customers. So, hindi natin siya i-deduct dun sa credit sales. Because again, it was related to cash sales, not on credit sales. Okay? Ito lang yung 55 kasi number 6, credit memo for sales return issued to credit customers. So, yan lang. Therefore, minus 45 yan, minus 55. Your net credit sales is 2.5 million. And sabi niya, 2% of that. And since credit sale ang naging basehan, hindi yan siya ending balance. Yan na talaga yun. That's it. 2%. So, 50,000. So, if, okay, question number, letter C. Gusto ko to, dami niyang keme. Determine the net realizable value. So, accounts receivable, na i-compute pa natin, and your allowance for doubtful accounts. May iba pa ba tayong allowances? I think wala na. So, NRV. Now, how much is your accounts receivable and how much is your allowance for doubtful accounts? Ito yung mga stuff na kailangan pa nating i-compute. And for this problem, I'm going to use the T account. Let's have this as the accounts receivable maybe. Okay, AR. Okay. Beginning, we have 600,000 and 25,000 for ADA, 25,000. What are the items nga naka-affect sa AR? We have 2.6 and then credit of 1 million. And then we have another credit of 1.5. So sulat mo if may T account ka dyan. And then we have another credit of 20,000. We have another credit of 55,000. And then we have a debit of 5 and ito yun, and another credit of 5. And that's it. So with all of those, lalagay ko yun dito. Then this one. This one. $20 and 55 and 5 and may isa na namang 5 dito for the recovery. That would be 2,580 for credit and the ending balance would be 625 and that 625 will be here. Next to compute your allowance for doubtful accounts, we have beginning here and the items na maka-affect. We have the write-off, tama. And we have the recovery. And I think, let's try. That's 20 debit and 5 credit. It's 20 and 5. And what else? Ito pa. The 50,000. So, 50,000. So, how much is that? 80 and 20. Therefore, our ending balance, which is on the credit side, 60,000. And that 60,000 will be here. Now, we are able to compute for the NRV, which is 565,000. Okay, so nag-focus ako sa T account. Just bear this in mind. So far, wala pa tayong additional na items, no? Maybe sometime soon. Now, let's have 5-6. Dash 6 and dash 7 are actually aging. Okay, dinaanan ko lang si 5-5. I will leave that as an exercise for you. 5-6, what is the required allowance for doubtful accounts? So how much is the expense? What will be the adjusting entry and the NRV? So, again, this is the next method that we are going to focus. We have Rampant Company who reported a balance of his or its allowance 170,000. We have recoveries and write-offs of 30,000 and 235. Wow, sakit naman. 235 yung na-write-off, yung mga hindi nagbayad. Tapos yung na-konsensya, 30,000 lang. Oh, things like that happen. The allowance account had been previously calculated as a percentage of net sales. So, ito yung ginamit niya before. It was decided, however, to provide for doubtful accounts commencing with the year-end adjusting on the basis of aging. So, previously, percent of sales. Ngayon, aging of receivables na yung ginamit niya. So, ito yung gagamitin natin na schedule. Aging means you're going to determine kung gano'n nakatagal outstanding ang shares mo. Habang while nagadugay ang pagbayad si mong customer, murag nagalabo, okay, ang probability nga makabayad siya. It's the same in real life. The more nga murag medyo malimta na guys imong friend iyang utang, the more nga di na gyud na siya kabayad. So kaning mga past 90 days o ayan over 90 days past due, tingnan mo 100% uncollectible. So the earlier the better. So maningil gyud tag sayo-sayo. So I have these information over here, kinapi ko lang. Now, let's compute kung pila ang ilahang, pila ang uncollectible. A percent of uncollectible, then let's have this doubtful accounts. Okay? The following are the doubtful accounts or the balance of their doubtful accounts. So, first, etong 1.7, hindi pa naman pala due. Ayan. So, di pa na to pwede paninglon. So, sure pa tayo, medyo sure pa tayo dyan na basig makabayad na ni sila. Ito naman, well, ma'am, question, kanus aning past due? What will be the basis of this past due? The basis of this is kung mulapas na siya sa term, example, kani, 210, 150, and 60. Ang imuhang allowance is 60 days para mo bayad. That's 2 months, right? Pag di ka mo bayad, sobra na 60 days, that's past due. So let's say, niabot na ang ika-61 nga adlaw, you are already 1 day past due. Kung 70 days nang nilabay, wag gihapon kaning bayad, that's minus 60, you are 10 days past due. Okay? So, kani, murag 30 days, grabe, 3 months na. So, nagkadugay, ayan, may probability na di siya kabayad. That's 5% na murag, okay, di lagi siya mo-compute, no? So, that's 1.2 times 5%, 60,000. And then this one, ayan, nagkadako na ang probability. That's 25. And the 150 times 50%. Kani, like, over, I have decided na di na jud kakabayad. So, that's 100%, 120. Additional accounts written off. So, ito actually, this is already a write-off. Ito si 120,000. Therefore, you will have another 30,000 na write-off. Okay? So, ito, mga allowances pa lang to. Ito, parang write-off na talaga to. Okay, so, 5-6. Okay. So, we are going to, ano nga ulit yung, dito tayo. Okay. Hindi niya naman pala ni-require na gawa tayo ng entry. So, gusto niya lang malaman kung magkano po ba ang ending balance ng doubtful accounts. And since we are using the aging of accounts receivable, kung ano yung mako-compute natin, again, is the ending balance of our accounts receivable. Okay, so, eto yun. 280,000. So, lagay ko po dito. That's 280,000. This is going to be the allowance for doubtful accounts end. Yung next question niya naman, however, is how much would be the doubtful accounts expense? And that we are going to compute that using the T account. So, beginning balance niya was 170. Okay. So, may beginning siya. Allowance for doubtful accounts, 170. And during the year, sabi niya, nagkaroon daw tayo ng write-off na 235. Tama? Andito, 235 ni write-off. Na may na-recover siyang 30,000. So, may na-recover daw siyang 30,000. Ang saya. So, 30,000. And then, what else? Ano pa bang ganap dito? Okay. Additional accounts written off. Ayan, may i-write off pa pala. 'Di ba? So, kung may i-write off pa, it's another 30,000. Ay, ito yon. Yung recovery pala kanila, dito yon. So, asa nigi kaning 30 nga naka-credit, kaning nasa taas. Bad debt recoveries. Tapos may another 30 tayo dito sa debit. Ito, write-off. Okay? And then, I guess yan lang. Then the ending balance that we have is etong 280. And we are going to work back para ma-compute si doubtful accounts expense. So, plus dito sa mga nasa tabok, minus ang mga pareha og balay or side, we have 345,000 as your doubtful accounts expense. Okay? Next, what is the adjusting entry? Okay, this is something technical like the doubtful accounts expense and allowance for doubtful accounts, which is the 345 na atong na-compute. Ayan. Ayan, easy. Next, number 4, net realizable value. So, ko-compute lang naman natin, that's accounts receivable and your allowance for doubtful accounts, and then NRV. So, question, how much is your accounts receivable? Okay, i-add lang naman natin to lahat. Kasi ito yung balance ng accounts receivable mo. Ito yung lahat. Kaya lang chinop-chop niya kung gano'n nakatagal yung receivable na yan outstanding. Kaya nga siya tinatawag na aging kasi kino-compute natin or nagbe-base tayo kung how months old na yung accounts receivable na hindi pa nababayaran. So, anong age ng accounts receivable na yan? So, ito yung lahat. At ito yung mga age nila. And that is, you compute that one, dito yung sa makikita mo dito sa baba. That's 3.27. So, 3 to 70 million. And your allowance for doubtful accounts, we have it here, 280, deduct, so that you will have 2.99 million for your NRV. Nice. Smooth and easy. Let's have 4-7 requirement this time is entry to set up the allowance for doubtful accounts on January 1, 2019. We will compute the expense and the NRV. I think this is also aging. From inception, so it means from the start, Savvy Company carried no allowance for doubtful accounts. So medyo confident siya na magbabayad lahat ng customers. Uncollectible receivables were expensed as written off and recoveries were credited to income as collected. Kaya pala walang allowance kasi pag hindi siya makakabayad, diretso na, write off. Walang allowance. Pero pag naka-recover naman siya, okay, pag na-consent siya si customer, so, kikredit niya lang na income. During the current year, management recognized that the policy with respect to the doubtful accounts was not correct. Yan. Determined that an account for doubtful accounts was necessary. So furthermore, a policy was established that they are going to set up an account based on historical bad debt loss percentage applied to year-end accounts receivable. So, ibig sabihin niya lang is we are going to base it on the receivables. Okay? So, percent of receivables yung mag-a-apply dito. The historical bad debt loss percentage is to be recomputed each year based on the available past years up to a maximum of 5 years. So, actually, nag-start siya siguro mga 2015 kasi hanggang dito lang yung binigay niyang information. And we are going to compute cumulatively, okay, kung magkano ang naging total credit sales divided by the total write-offs net of the recovery. So, ano po ba yung mga pinagsasabi mo, ma'am? So, balikan natin dito. Ito na yung data. We are going to compute kung magkano ang rate of or the percent of receivables wherein doon natin i-base or doon natin i-base si allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay? Historical bad debt loss percentage to be on all available up to 5 years. Okay. Sige. So, for 2018, we are going to base it over here. Okay? Ma'am, bakit hindi kasali si 2019? Sa malamang, at the end of 2018, hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung magiging credit sales mo on 2019. So, magiging ano ka? Magiging realistic ka naman. Hindi mo pa alam yan. So, as of 2018, ito pa lang yung alam mo. Ibig sabihin, dyan ka palang magbe-base ng information mo as to your computation sa rate. So, that is this, which is 10 million. And, tingnan natin kung ilan yung or magkano naging write-off niya on the same period. So, ito yon. And this is equal to 170,000. So, kung i-add mo yan, that's 170. Malalaman ko kasi dito siya sa baba, oh. So, hindi ko na ipapakita kung magkano. And then, 170. Pero, out of the 170 na na-write-off niya, meron naman tayong na-recover na 10,000. So, a net of 160,000 na write-off. So, we have here 100, pakita ko na lang, 170 minus the recoveries of 10,000. Divide that all over by 10 million. Let's compute. 170 minus 10 divided by 10 million. Ayan, hindi siya nag-compute. Ako na lang, 160 divided by 10 million. Ayan din mag-compute Bye. Bakit? Ayan, that's 2%. Are you sure? 2%? 160 divided by 10 million? Naglulukuhan tayo dito So, okay. Andyan siya. So, that's 16%. Ni-round off niya pala. Ay. Sige. Bahala ka. So, that's 16%. So, if you're going to compute that, 160 divided by 10 million, 16% yun. And then, rate in 2019 naman, magbe-base din tayo sa historical information. That's from here to here. So, isasali natin siya kasi up to 5 years kasi yung sabi niya. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, sali mo yung 1.5. That's a total of 14 million. And this is a total of 258. And this is a total of 20,000. So, that's 258 minus 20,000. Divide it all over by, magkano nga ulit yun? 14 million. And do the math, you will arrive at 1.7. Okay. Tama nga pala siya. Hindi nga pala yung 16. 1.6% pala talaga. Okay, so that's 1.6%. And this is 1.7%. So, ako na lang ni silang ipareho. 1.6 and 1.7. So, that will be our rate for 2018 for 2019. And now we are going to use that rate to set up our allowance for doubtful accounts at the beginning of the year. That's our requirement number 1. On January 2019, January 1, set up natin yung allowance kasi for the past years, wala siyang allowance. So, magsiset up tayo. So, to set it up, debit allowance for doubtful accounts. Kaso nga lang, hindi doubtful accounts expense ang ide-debit. Bakit? This allowance is applicable for the previous years. Okay? And kapag nag-set up ka dyan ng expense, that expense will form part for this year's income statement, which is hindi naman for this year. This expense is for the previous years. And expense is a temporary account, remember? And dahil temporary account siya, na-close na yon. Zero na yon for the past few years. Saan siya i-close? Sa income summary. And saan papunta si income summary? Retained earnings, which is a permanent account. Kaya, i-debit natin kay retained earnings. Iba to sa typical na accounts ay na entry na ginagawa natin. Kasi yon applicable during the year yon. Ito, applicable during the previous years na hindi niya ginawan ng allowance. And that is how much? magkano po ba ang accounts receivable natin? Kasi sabi niya, we are going to maintain an allowance based on loss percentage applied to year-end accounts receivable. So, ito yun. Year-end accounts receivable. So, on January 1, 2019, magkano po bang naging receivable natin dyan? That's 1.25. So, that amount is actually December 31, 2017. That's the same sa January 1, 2018. That's 1.25 times 1.6%. Therefore, we are going to set up a 20,000 allowance at the beginning of the year. However, during the year, mag-change siya. Bakit? We will have this doubtful accounts expense. But the question is, how much is the doubtful accounts expense? Is it this 1.7 multiply by the accounts receivable? No. So, 1.7, imumultiply natin sa accounts receivable ending during 2019 December 31, that's 2 million. Yan yung ending balance. Hindi yan yung expense as what we have learned in the previous videos. So, you have there 2 million, your ending accounts receivable times 1.7%. That's your ending balance. And dahil meron na tayong na-set up na beginning from the first entry, so ayan. Now, the question is, meron po ba tayong ilalagay dito or dito? Yes. Meron tayong ilalagay ditong write-off, which is eto. Accounts written off. Return? Anong return? Written off, that's 88,000. So, 88,000. But may na-recover naman tayong 10,000. At least may nakonsensya. And then, squeeze the doubtful accounts expense. So, that's this plus 88 minus these two accounts here. So, you have doubtful accounts expense of 92,000, which is question number 2. Number 3, the last one, determine the net realizable value of accounts receivable, which is actually very easy na lang, kay ato na lang mang i-deduct. So, that's 2 million, di ko napapakita. 2 million minus your allowance, which is 34, and wala ka na rin namang ibang allowances. So, I guess that is 1,966,000 as your net realizable value. Okay. So, finally, natapos natin. Yan. That's how we account for allowance for doubtful accounts. We have 3 methods. Balikan po natin. So, we have aging. So, kabalo na ta. Unsa ni? Unsa na pasabot sa aging? Age gyud literally. So, aging and percent of accounts receivable, any amount na atong makompute will be equal to the ending balance of your allowance for doubtful accounts. Whereas your percent of sales, any amount that will be computed will automatically be the doubtful accounts expense during the year. So, on the first two, i-compute, i-work back mo pa yung doubtful accounts expense. And so far, wala na pong nadagdag sa summary nating to. So, bear this in mind. The items that would affect, the items that would increase or decrease the following accounts. Accounts receivable and allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay, so I think our video would end here, and next videos will be about notes receivable and loans receivable. Thank you and God bless.